Welcome back to Rhythm Guitar Book 2. This book focuses on open chords, strumming, and fingerstyle patterns. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Rhythm Guitar 2 that you can read from and write in, so I'll leave a link in the description. We're on pages 66 and 67, and we're starting a whole new section in Rhythm Guitar 2. We're going to be learning special techniques, starting with the G and E minor bass runs. A bass run is a way of connecting two chords with a short and simple bass line. They work especially well with those kind of bass strum patterns. In this first example at the top of page 66, we have G to E minor, bass strum, as we've been doing. In R104, we have a bass run going from G to E minor. It sounds like this. So it's still the bass strum pattern, except right before we go to the E minor, we're going to take two beats to play our bass run. So we play on the G, bass and a strum. On beat 3, we play 3rd fret, 6th string. Beat 4, we play 2nd fret on the 6th string, and then we're off and running to our bass run on the E minor. So that's bass, strum, and our bass run. I'll do it one more time. And you can reverse any bass run, so if you can play a bass run from G to E minor, you can play a bass run from E minor to G, and this is R105 toward the bottom of page 66. So on an E minor, I played bass and a strum, then our bass run, open on the 6th string, then 2nd fret, and then to the G chord. We'll do it once again, E minor, and our bass run. And it helps a lot when you're going to your new chord to try to form your chord right away. So when I'm going from G to E minor, in this next measure, I'm just going to have my E minor all set to go, even though the first thing I play is an open 6th string. And same goes the other way, E minor to G. I'm playing the 6th string, but I already have my G chord formed. At the bottom of page 66, we have number R106. This is this G to E minor loop. This is what I did when I first started learning bass runs. I would just loop a bass run back and forth. So this is G to E minor, bass, strum, and our bass run to our E minor, strum, and our bass run. So our bass run in this case is always on beats 3 and 4. Beat 3, beat 4. And as you practice this, first thing you want to do is just play it very slowly, work out the timing and the fingerings. Once you have the timing down, start to speed it up a little bit. And normally I suggest playing at a steady tempo. In this case, it's not a bad idea to start slow and then just pick up speed as you go. And this could be a really good warm-up. At the top of page 67, we have number R107, Guide My Feet. It's in 4/4 time. I did not write a tempo marking because I'd like you to play whatever tempo you're comfortable with. It's going to be a bass strum pattern. The chords are pretty simple, so we have guide my feet while I run this race. Now notice the last measure of the first line I wrote above that G chord, G to E minor run, because there's an E minor at the beginning of the next line. So on the word race, you're going to do your bass strum on a G, and then on beats 3 and 4 is when you do your bass run. So that'll be while I run this race. Now the bass run. Now E minor on guide my feet, second line, guide my feet. Now second measure of the second line, we have an E minor to G run marked in. So you can play on the word feet, bass strum, and then two beats before the G, you play your bass run, open, and then second fret to the G. So the beginning of that line would be guide my feet, and then boom, boom, while I run this race. Third line is identical to the first line. So toward the end of that third line, we have while I run this G to E minor run marked here. So race, boom, boom, don't want, and then there's no more bass runs after that. Couple measures before the end, we have two chords in own measure. So that'll be run this race in vain, race in vain. Now, normally in your music, you're not going to see bass runs marked in. Once you learn these bass runs, you look for opportunities to play them. So whenever you're moving from a G to an E minor or vice versa, that might be a good time to play a bass run. Now, I'm going to play this one twice through. First time it's going to be quarter equals 100, and second time it's going to be slower at quarter equals 80. As always, go ahead and play along with the video so you can work on keeping a steady tempo. And if you like, go ahead and use a metronome so you can set your own tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your assignment is to practice the G and E minor loop on page 66 and Guide My Feet on page 67. Play both the loop and the song slowly at first just to work out the timing of those bass runs, and then when you have that timing down, play along with the video or play to a metronome so you can keep a steady tempo. Practice this music until you're comfortable with it, and then when you're ready, I'll see you on page 68 for C and A minor bass runs.